Good morning, YouTubers. It's Jan from Creative Passion. I just thought I'd do a quick video on a card class that I'm doing on Saturday. I've had my students come to me and they ask me, they've got so much embellishments that go with so many paper packs, and I don't buy paper that way. I never have. I've never bought embellishments that go with the paper packs. I've always mixed them up and made them eclectic, and that's just the way I design. So I'm always telling my students to come out of a box. So guess what, guys? I'm coming out of my box to do this. And it was so simple, so easy. I will continue to do this again in the future. It's just so much fun to do. So anyway, I went to Joann's and I bought this pattern pack. It's a matte pad. It's got a scalloped edge on it. It comes with 18 sheets. It's in greens, blues, purples, lavenders, and browns. Very different colors. It's kind of bright. There's a few muted pieces in it, but it's kind of bright. So it wasn't something I'm really used to using. Along with that, I bought 3 embellishments. I thought that's all I'm going to buy. That's all we're going to need. And I was right. It was just perfect. I bought the acetate die cuts. I have 5 left. There's 2 of each image in here, so they come with 10. And then I also bought the dimensional stickers that went with this. There was 14 of these in the pack, and I've still got 6 left to put on other cards, which will be easy when I have so many of these flowers left. These were great. There's 2 and 3 dimensional flowers in this. This thing just came stuffed full, and I've got a lot of flowers on these cards. The only thing I didn't like about these is that they came with a really kind of amber center to them, which didn't really match the paper. So I just popped all those off and used some half pearls and some different bling. And then these were pretty bright. So I used 1 ink in this project, this card class, for Saturday, and it is only Vintage Photo of Tim Holtz. That's the only ink I had to use. Worked out great, dulled everything down, made it real muted, and I really was pleased with them. They're beautiful cards. So this is one of my cards. It's got Tim Holtz's birdcage on it. I cut it out of the same paper, and then I just put some embossing powders in this magenta and some gold just to bling it up a little bit. These are the dimensional flowers that I did, and what I did is I took around the cards, around every piece of paper, around the butterflies, everything, I put Vintage Photo, and I just dulled it down considerably, and you would not believe how much that made this look so different than what was in the whole package to begin with. It's amazing what it did. So that's what we're going to do in class. We're going to do a lot of blinging, a lot of embossing. This is all blinged out. This is cut out of acetate. This was actually on this page of the paper. And then, again, the little dimensionals here we'll go ahead and bling out. And then we're going to do our squiggle stickles, guys. Here's our little lines that everybody likes to do and has so much fun doing and laughs about. But it makes your card look very finished and very professional, so I love to do those where we can vein everything and not have them completely match up the lines on your project. So that worked out good. Cute card, very dimensional. These go right through the mail if you put a piece of cardstock on them. Don't cost you any more postage than what's on them with the 44 cents. And I just sent some off to Boise, and they arrived just fine. I bought 6 pieces of cardstock to go with this class. I bought 1 light blue, I bought a tan, I bought 2 greens, a kind of lavender, light lavender color I didn't care much for that I later did, and then what else? A brown. And that's the only ones that I needed. They were $5 for a buck at Joann's. They worked out perfect for this week. So, very economical cards to make. And honestly, you could probably get between 16 to 18 cards out of just those 4 elements. So anyway, this is a pocket that I made. I did not cut this. I scored it and pleated it and adhered it to this cardstock that I stamped with a script stamp. This is throughout the cards. And then I took Tim Holtz's new stamp, did a fly specking stamp on that. I triple matted it, and then just put a little saying on the back of it. That's friendship, and you can put something else here if you'd like. Stuck this back in the pocket. You can still get a little picture, a recipe, a little sentiment, anything will go in here. I put a little sheer ribbon here that matched the blue, and then did a dimensional sticker. These all came together and did dimensional flower sticker on the front, and then I just enhanced that was glittered with some more stickles. And this is a Martha Stewart glitter that I did on the butterflies. It's kind of an aqua color. Really liked how that card turned out. It was fun to do. Very, very, very simple and very fast. This card is my favorite card probably because it's got the bird on it. I have 2 cards out of this one paper. This is the other one. It's on my blog this morning, and my students were worried they didn't have that paper in their pack. And I said, that's exactly the same paper. On the mat pad, these come in 3, so you get 3 images, and then they're double backed. So you actually get, instead of getting 18 pieces, you get double that because of them being backed on the back. So worked out really well. But these are the same papers on the base papers, and this paper is the same. It just doesn't look the same because this one's in brown and this one's more pulled to the green-blue color. But anyway, did some clear embossing on my little bird, did some stickling around. There's my squiggle stickle lines on my branch. And then cut a bird cage out after I stamped the image of it. And this is Character Constructions. And I popped that up on Pop Dots. And then I did some ragging distressing around this green paper that I stamped this Live, Love, and Laugh stamp on. Stamped that in there, then did the ragging on that, backed it in the brown to match the outside of the card. Then this little flower right here, ladies, was bright blue. It was almost like a royalish blue. And all I did was take that Vintage Photo ink and I just covered that, distressed it around the edges, just dulled it way, way down. And it started turning, all those inks started turning everything green, and it was so pretty. So I put 3 little copper gold colored pearls in there, half pearls, dulled them down with some clear stickles, some green stickles, and a real light blue stickle, and veined out all that flower, put a little blingy ribbon on it. Love this card. This is probably one of my favorites just because it has a bird on it. Still very dimensional, very easy to do. I mean, literally, they just take you minutes to do these cards. This is a card I just showed you that matched. It's pulled more to the blue and the brown image, and I did the same thing, did the friendship stamp here. These 2 flowers, I didn't do anything to. I wanted them real muted and matted, so all I did was tinge the leaves with the Vintage Photo. Didn't do anything to the bird or here. I kind of wanted him in the background to drop back behind the flowers. Here's a little flower dimension that I did, and then this little butterfly came with a bunch of flowers on him, and I just cut him out. See how dimensional he is? Then I did an acetate corner here, and then I just blinged up the acetate a little bit more. And then on this is that new Bull Bunny stamp that came out with the Gabriella pack that's got the little butterflies in it. And I just stamped this little image on there. Turned out cute. Very simple again. Very dimensional. This one's more to the greens and the blues. This paper was very bright. These flowers were extremely bright in the packet. So what I did is I backed this in the mint light green color, and then I did distressing on this green paper that was a back off of one of the other ones. And I took my tan paper and stamped my script on it. I stamped my dragonflies over that, and then I put these in dimensionals with stickles in black, and it just bounced them up. It looked real cute. Double matted all these with the brown and the multicolored paper. And then I just absolutely loved these flowers when I got them done. I stickled the heck out of them, put some half pearls in the center, but they're so dull and so pretty. And when I say dull, I don't mean that the image is very, very dull, but it's about half the coloring of the flowers that were in the pack. Just absolutely loved that. And it was so simple. Get your cardstock down, put your mat down that comes in your paper pack. You know, I just corner punched this. This was out of another piece of the corner pack, or the paper pack. Did the dimensional flowers, stuck these on them, glued it all together. This card was done in a matter of minutes as well. So class will be fun. It'll be real fast, but a real cute class. Real fun to do. This is one of the papers I least liked. I waited till the very last minute to do this card. It's got a real animated background with all the multicolors in the pack. It was real bright. So what I did again is I put it on brown cardstock. I dulled it down to about 1.5 inches outside of the border with that Vintage Photo. I did a pocket here out of the blue with the script on it, and it's a coin envelope pocket. Punched that little center out so you could get your tag out. I did this with one of the acetate borders, so this is all an overlay acetate. Then I put this little dimensional sticker on it of the flowers, dulled it all down around the leaves, put some more stickles on the glitter that was on here. And actually what happened is when I pulled this out to see it, it's got a killer image on the back of it. I didn't like seeing the back of the flowers, and I forgot that was what was going to happen. So what I did is I adhered those flowers down. So actually this is a fake tag in a workable pocket. You could still put another tag here, a photo, a saying, a quote, anything you want to do in there. And it works out the same. It's just this tag is not removable. And where these little sprays were, I just went over those with some stickles as well to give it some dimension. This looks a little brighter on screen than it is, but the colors in this is just beautiful. And my least favorite card turned out to be one of my favorites, so that worked out fun. It was fun to see the change in it. This is the only flat card that we have in the class, meaning that we took an acetate corner again and cut that out. We blinged all this up on the stamped image. Belinda Akers sent me this stamp. Thank you so much, Belinda. It's beautiful. And what I did is I stamped it on this green paper, and I just tore the edge, ragged the edge around it, and then I just dressed it, put it on a piece of cardstock on the back that was stamped, that was tan. And then, of course, did the image across here and back that with the blue, and took another corner that I cut out of the acetate and put it on here. Turned out real cute. This is a very different colored card than most of the other ones. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but it's still really blingy, even though it doesn't have the dimension of the flowers. It's still real blingy and pretty. My husband really liked this one. He thought it was real different than the other ones. And this is my last card. I always do a card giveaway when I do a class, and we'll be making this card. But this is my giveaway card. And what this was the brown paper that I did not like, that has a little lavender pink part to it. I bought this cardstock to match it. Did not like it at all. Kept putting this aside and putting this aside and thought, I'm not going to put this in there. But then I cut a piece of acetate on the front of it and stuck that on the front of it. And I still didn't like it because there wasn't anything under it. So I cut it in half and made a window or a door pocket out of it. So this is the green that matches this color in the front of the card, plus all the embellishments I put on it with the stickers. And then what I did is I cut another piece of the same acetate and put it in so that it faced out, and the acetate in the front is facing in. So when you see this together, you really don't almost realize it's the same acetate because it just looks different. So this was really fun. It was a fun card to do. It lays very flat. You don't need a magnet or anything for it because the enclosure just holds it fine. And this was really fun when I got done with it. Very different color, but again, it's using what's in your pack of paper. So this is all my cards. This is what's going to be happening on Saturday. We'll be doing all these cards, all the papers in them. Be sure and bring all your supplies and your basics. And if you guys out there happen to have this pattern packet, you ought to use it because it makes beautiful cards for not a lot of money, and they look fabulous. I was so happy with all of these. So I'll see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube. I appreciate it. If you'd like to leave me a comment or ask a question, I'd be more than happy to get back to you. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. And again, thank you so much for stopping by. See you again soon. Bye-bye.